Hey guys, it's Maddie from Let's Eat Plants, and today we're gonna make easy, stretchy, vegan mozzarella. I have been going a little bit crazy for the vegan cheeses lately. If you saw my June favorites video, I talked about my current most favorite store-bought vegan cheese, and I've also been trying a few more vegan cheeses at home and just kind of experimenting with different flavors and different textures, I guess you could say, and trying to see which ones I like. So today's recipe is from It Doesn't Taste Like Chicken. I love this blog, I use it quite frequently, and I find all the recipes on there are pretty straightforward, pretty easy to find ingredients, and I just find that they're really easy and accessible to very novice bakers and cookers like myself. And pretty much everything I've made from there has turned out really, really well. I mean, just look at this cheese. Who wouldn't want to make that? So the base of today's recipe is going to be cashews. And I know a lot of people say that cashews are very expensive, and I have to agree with that. Cashews are very expensive. I buy them in bulk. I find that it brings the price down a little bit, but overall they are still very expensive. Luckily, this recipe only uses half a cup of cashews, and it does look like it makes a decent amount of cheese. So I think it's gonna be worth it. Okay, so first up, we will just need to soften the cashews. Now there are two ways to soften cashews. The first way is to soak these. You can soak them overnight in cool water or for about an hour in hot water. And if you have a very high speed or high powered blender, you don't have to worry too much about the soaking. But for those of us with just a regular blender, you do wanna make sure that these are really well soaked. Or the method that I'm going to use, which is the second method, is to boil them for 10 minutes. I find that this gives the best results. I've done this many, many times, and anytime I need softened cashews, I always boil them now. So we're gonna take a half a cup of cashews and boil them on the stovetop for 10 minutes. The next important ingredient you will need is tapioca starch, which honestly looks basically the same as cornstarch. You wouldn't really know what it is just by looking at it, but this is what gives the cheese a very stretchy, ooey gooey kind of texture. So this is very, very important. If you use something else like cornstarch, it will get thick, but it won't get stretchy. So this is what we're using to make that ooey gooey stretchy texture. I got mine at my local bulk store. Shout out to Bulk Barn, but I'm sure you can easily find it at most grocery stores nowadays, and if not, you can for sure find it on Amazon. I will leave a link down below just in case you want to check that out. Nutritional yeast. If you're not familiar with it, definitely give it a try. It's what most vegans use for like that kind of cheesy umami flavor, and I've noticed that different brands have different flavors. So if you try one and you don't automatically like it, maybe try another brand, and if you have tried a few brands and you still don't like it, maybe nutritional yeast just isn't for you. Totally get that, it's not for everyone. I personally really, really like it, and I find I use it in a lot of different recipes. Vegan mac and cheese, pretty much all vegan cheeses will use this, so it is a good pantry staple to have. To your blender, add 1 cup water, your half cup of softened cashews, 1 tablespoon nutritional yeast, 3 tablespoons plus 2 teaspoons tapioca starch, 1 teaspoon apple cider vinegar, half a teaspoon salt, and 1/4 teaspoon garlic powder. Now we have this very liquidy mixture, like, oh my gosh, very liquidy. It looks like a smoothie kind of, but don't worry, this is where the magic happens. That's the purpose of the tapioca starch. Once it gets heated, it gets very thick and gooey and stretchy, as we are about to see. So this is normal. Let's put it in the pan and then get it on the stove. One quick tip for while you're cooking it on the stove top. It does get hot really fast, so you do want to just stand there and watch it and keep stirring it as much as you can, because it will clump really, really quickly. It really works best to just keep stirring it and like break up those tiny clumps. So that is one thing that I have learned from working with tapioca starch, is to watch it carefully while you're heating it and keep stirring. Let's try this while it is still hot and ooey gooey and melty. Oh my gosh, it smells amazing. Holy moly, did you see this stretch right here? Oh my gosh, so good. That is delicious. It's like so simple and clean and classic and just like a, really honestly kind of tastes like mozzarella. Either that or I just haven't had mozzarella in a really long time. But this is really good, you guys. I mean, I think I could sit here and eat this whole bowl right now. I actually really like the flavor of this. I thought that it was going to be really bland because it doesn't have a lot of spices, but I think that lends itself to a nice, mild, like similar to mozzarella taste. I literally can't stop eating this. I'm gonna try making this into a quesadilla and just see what happens. I'm curious about this texture inside of a quesadilla or like a grilled cheese to kind of see how that would work. I don't have any bread for a grilled cheese, so we're going with a quesadilla. This is pretty ooey gooey. I don't know why I'm surprised it works, but I'm surprised it works. This is really, really good, you guys. So good that I'm burning my mouth just to eat it. Oh my gosh. I may have just found my new favorite vegan cheese. Now let's quickly price compare, because as I mentioned before, cashews can be really expensive, but you know what else is really expensive? Store-bought vegan cheese. So I'm actually curious to see how much this whole recipe of cashew cheese cost us. So this just goes to show that even though cashews are on the pricier side, it's still overall more expensive to buy store-bought cheese than it is to make it at home. And in addition to that, there's no weird chemicals, no hidden ingredients, and you get the bonus of the fact that you can have vegan cheese on demand in just like 15 minutes. If that's not worth it, I don't know what is. This cheese is on the mild side because it's supposed to replicate a mozzarella, which is a more mild cheese. So if you're looking for a cheese with like a big, bold flavor, this isn't it. This is definitely very similar to an original mozzarella style and flavor of cheese. So if that's what you're looking for, I definitely suggest trying this recipe. I will link Sam's blog and the original recipe down below. If you haven't been to itdoesn'ttastelikechicken.com, definitely go check it out. Her blog is amazing. So many delicious vegan recipes are on that site. You guys have to check it out. If you are looking for more vegan videos to watch, I will leave a short playlist right here for you guys to check out. And also don't forget to subscribe. I'm making new videos every week, bringing you vegan recipes and whole food plant-based recipes for you to make at home. And with that, let's eat plants, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.